house, dude. I have missed you as a teammate.
Dude,
Seriously.
you're one of the best. It's
Dude.
unbelievable.
It got cut short. We got split up at the beginning of that season. I was enjoying being teammates with you. That's part of the business side of baseball, right?
It is. Unfortunately, some guys have to go to the big leagues because they're too good to be in AAA. And it just so happened that you were just too good to be in AAA. You had to go to the big leagues and leave me, but
I got lucky. I
you
got
did.
lucky.
Hey, it's a game of luck, man. You got lucky.
Yeah.
No, you deserve to be there, man. It was fun to watch.
You know, you're just that dude, and they've kept you around for so long. There you are. You're still with the Braves. You're 35 years old, wife, 2 boys, and you're having a longer career than 95% of baseball players have at the pro level.
It's insane.
So don't cut yourself short by any means,
Okay.
ever. I hope you don't. But I
No,
know you.
I try not to, but I am a realist, and I know that we can't go forever. But with that said, I do understand like how lucky I've been and how fortunate I've been to one, stay healthy enough, and two, just to have you know someone respect me enough to allow me to keep playing this game. And luckily, it's been the Braves for the last 8 years. And
I miss you as a teammate. I'm not surprised that you're with the Braves and they're not going to let go of you. I mean, where were you? Could you tell us where were you before all this happened? Man, everything's changed. I know that you're in Arizona right now, but what was going on in your life before all this happened?
yeah, so it was wild. Like I was in Major League Camp. I was in Big League Camp. I remember Thursday. I think we were in Detroit, so we had one of our longer road trips. And at that point in time, I want to say I couldn't even tell you the date, but at that point in time, like we were given elbows. We were given foot fives. We knew that it was kind of a serious thing that was going on. The Braves had held meetings, numerous meetings about the virus and everything. But no, I remember playing on a Thursday in Detroit, and we bust back, and we get a text, hey, Friday show up, and we're going to work out on our own, and then we're going to take the weekend off. And it sounded like they were just going to come in and bomb the place, just totally clean everything. And we're like, awesome, like cool, we get a few days off.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hours after that Friday workout where we got the email saying that spring training was officially over. And then it was like, oh man, now what? And it was the unknown. We had no clue what was going to go on. And we still really don't have too much of an idea what's going to happen. So, from there, Saturday, I went in, I packed all my stuff up, and, they kind of told me, go ahead and drive back home, like, and treat it like the off season. And so I made the 32-hour drive back to Arizona, and I've been home for a few weeks now, and it's just been a wild, last few weeks. I guess more in a sense that we just have no clue what's going to happen. But, with that said, I'm glad we're here. I'm glad, and hopefully everyone can kind of catch on as far as staying home and just kind of relax and let this thing kind of subside a little bit.
Yeah, it's a strange time, especially for baseball. If you're a baseball player right now, every bone in our body right now is telling us that we need to be on the field.
It's so crazy. I mean, like you mentioned, I'm 35. This was going to be my 17th year, and like the fact that like I'm at home and not necessarily stuck inside, but for the most part, like you're trying to social distance yourself, and you we're trying to play it safe with the two little kids, so we've done nothing but kind of stay at home, and it's weird. I walked out on my balcony on April 1st, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. I've never really been here. I've never been in my house on April 1st. Usually, right around this time, we're traveling to, our destination,
Right.
to get ready for opening days, usually the first week of April.
So many guys get burnt out, but your passion for the game is never really left. Like we said earlier, you're 35, still playing this game. You've been up in the big leagues with the Padres. You've been with the Braves in AAA for the last few years. What is it that keeps you going? Like, what is it? What is it that motivates you? Like, I know for me, it was just that I always just wanted to be on the field and wanted to play. Like, I just liked how it felt.
I look at the big picture as far as like what I love most about the game. It's just like probably the unknown, the unknown of every day, the unknown of what what teammate I'm gonna meet, and spend the next 6 months with, and um, the unknown as far as as baseball players, we want to be perfect every single day, right?
Mhm.
So we kind of have an idea. We have our routine of what we're going to do before the game. But the second we get done with that national anthem, we have no clue what's going to happen during that game. And I think it's fascinating. It drives me. Obviously you want to be perfect. 3 for 3 with a walk or something. Although chances of me walking are very, very slim. So I look at it
You like
that
to
way. I got
split.
to go
Tell
4
the pitchers
for
that. Hopefully, no pitchers are watching this right now.
4.
They already know. Jury's out. You're 35.
Hey, the
Years
scout
of
report's
stats on.
out. They know I'm swinging. They know I'm swinging. Dang it.
So
Uh,
things haven't changed in that regard.
no, I. The way I look at it, I'm trying not to stick around for the nasty stuff.
Like you've been with the Braves for the last how many years?
This is going to be 8 years I've been
Eight
with them.
years. Okay, since you and I played together in 2016. Since
Mm-hmm.
2016, I've been with five different teams, man.
It's funny that I remember you saying you want people to feel comfortable when you're around, and I'll never forget. I got to share this story because this
Oh
story.
god.
Yeah, it's good because most people, I feel like in this situation, wouldn't feel very comfortable. But it's like I thought of this story and I'm like, wow, actually I felt completely fine and comfortable with it. So we're in Columbus, Ohio. We go to Sunnyside and we eat breakfast. I'm with Chase Darno. He brings his guitar. He brought his guitar everywhere that day. Next thing you know, he's got five waitresses. The whole restaurant is up, and he's singing songs, and I'm sitting there with him. And actually, I wasn't embarrassed at all, but I loved it. It's one of my favorite stories. You played your song; it was the best. There's the guitar. I loved it, man. I had so much fun when you did that, and I was like, man, this dude's freaking awesome. Like, for one, like I don't know if I would be able to do that, but I'd like to think I could, but I couldn't. I don't even know what a note is on a guitar, so I'd be screwed. But
And singing, like if you want to be good at something, you do have to work on your craft. And so I would just take it out and practice. So I would practice in my hotel room, and I didn't like alienating myself and not being with the guys because of music. So sometimes I would just say, you know what, I'm gonna bring it. It seems like they like it, so I bring my guitar out. And there were a couple instances. There were other stories too, like um, a few months later when I was up with the team and Frenchie was there. Right, we had a day off in Florida, and I wasn't sure if I should bring it out. I hadn't brought it out on an off day yet,
yeah,
and you don't want to do anything clownish because you're up. You don't do anything too silly and embarrass the
of
team.
course.
Thought to myself, it's an off day. We're in Florida. The beach is right here. I'm bringing it. So I brought my guitar down to the pool, and everybody was there. They're like Snitker, Frenchie Przinski was there, and a bunch of the team journalists. Everybody's just hanging out. And Frenchie just started talking some smack and jarring off. So I have my guitar, this one right here,
Love it.
and he's lying down on this bench, and I just perched my foot right on his chest, and I'm just going like this and dancing. I was singing like someday my hair gonna grow
Love it.
long enough. The time, and then somebody caught it on camera, and that thing went viral. So it really helped to promote my music that year at the same time. And then the Braves seemed to really like it, and you were really encouraging about it. It says that was probably my most wild season ever. Like there are a couple things I want to talk about that are at the forefront of everything right now in baseball. Like you have minor league teams getting threatened to be banished away. What 40 of them or so, and on top of that, we had the Astros scandal. I would love to know your take on it.
The live feed, and then to like get that like that's cheating. So it's frustrating. It's upsetting to hear. Um, what if I got that one chance where I got called up because something happened and it was a Houston series and I was a pitcher and I had to, and I was a long reliever or something and they needed me to eat up some innings and next thing you know I'm 2/3 of an inning in with 5 6 earned runs because they know what's coming and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's frustrating to hear about. There was obviously a lot of chatter during spring training. I mean, I think it completely blew up during spring training. So there was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
chatter. There was a lot of upset players about it. Um,
Well, when it comes to vibrators, the vibrating, the buzzers, no whatever vibrators, buzz, like, is that real?
Do we have the technology to do it? Heck yeah, I believe we do. Whether or not they did it, I don't know. I can't really comment on it. It's I really hope not. I mean, but could you
Mm-hmm.
imagine? Like, you imagine as a ball player you had that? Like, I would I wouldn't be able to hold a straight face like up to bat. I would, it's like he's really throwing another fastball. This idiot. Like,
I'd love to talk about one last thing because let's see, I think we're getting close to that point where we're going to wrap this up. But we both have a lot of friends that are in the minor leagues at different ages, different stages of their careers. What are some of the guys? I I just wonder what it's like for some of the guys that didn't get a taste of the big leagues yet, that didn't reach free agency, guys that were still 2 years in the pro ball and weren't making much money, didn't sign for very much. What are they going through right now?
yeah, roughly a little over 6,000 minor leaguers out there, and we're all kind of in the same boat, but we all have our own story. For me, that's how we make our living is me playing AAA baseball. And is it something that I thought that I would provide my family with? No, like I thought I'd be in the big leagues for 10 years, as I'm sure all 6,000 guys are. They think
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have 10-year careers, which is great.
I
That's
did.
fantastic. I make my living in AAA, which is not a lot of guys are able to do, because the first 6 years you're making less than $12,000 a year. So you're really banking on having a huge signing bonus. My story is, with the two kids, we had to go the fertility route. And with that fertility route, the minor league insurance doesn't really pay for much of any of that, if
Mm,
any, I don't think. So
yeah,
all our savings and all that stuff. So we were kind of banking our head on this year. At the end of the day, we need baseball to start back up, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm enjoying being with the family right now. It's awesome.
but it was great catching up, man. It's probably time for the both of us to hang out with their families and go for walks and enjoy the outside, just like what we were talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. The wife's got Easter pictures all ready to go. We're gonna take a drive down to a remote area. We're gonna do some Easter pictures with the boys. Uh, but hey, man, I appreciate you having me on. This is awesome. Loved having you as a team.
It was great catching up.
Love seeing what you're doing now, man. I'm a huge fan.